Okay, first I'm going to give a quick introduction about EFT. So EFT is about emotional freedom, and we use tapping on certain points on places where we call meridians. We have meridians that go through our body. Each point are connected to a different meridian, but everyone, to keep it simple, we just go through the same points independent of the issue that you have, because it's just easier and doesn't really make much difference. You just go through all of them, and those meridians has the ability to change your energy, and change your energy, you change your emotions. So it's called emotional freedom. You should treat the emotions. However, you start to realize that emotions is kind of behind everything. So when you think of emotions and energy, when you think of the word emotions, it means energy, emotions. So that's why people say that love, acceptance, a very high frequency energy, and then guilt, anger, a very low energy frequency. So your emotions will have a huge impact on your energy frequency. And when you're typing, you're making vibration points where you're changing the energy. So I use EFT tapping a lot for limiting beliefs. I love it. A lot of people use for actual physical pain in your body. And a lot of people use for emotions. I'm angry, I'm anxious, I'm disappointed, I feel guilty, I'm grieving. And at the end, it's all connected, because you have got some trauma and things unresolved, your body takes its course. There is several books, there are several people that talks about cancers and autoimmune illnesses that was connected with their inability to forgive, inability to heal certain things in their life. So your physical pain is highly connected to your emotions, which is highly connected for what happened to you. And when you think about limiting beliefs, when you think, I am not good enough, or I'm not good communicator, I'm not good at public speaking, or what else, I am afraid of failing, it's actually an emotion in there. Because, for example, if someone come to me and there is another person next to me, you or whoever, and someone comes to me and say, Nayara, your communication skill sucks, no one understands what you say in your videos. And then if this person comes to the person next to me, might that be you, and it says, your communication skill sucks, no one understands what you say in your videos. My reaction to that comment might be completely different than your reaction to that comment. I could go, who are you? The communication god? Like, why am I going to take advice, criticism by someone who I don't know who they are, I don't know the work, they are not the communication god, the best one in the world, so it means nothing to me. It changed nothing on my body. I didn't create any emotions to it. I just thought, what a nonsense. But to you, it might be something completely different. It might trigger an emotion to you. You might believe in what the person said and trigger an emotion in you of you needed to fit in, you need to tone down, or you might feel sad, you might feel anxious, you might feel something in your body, because you might already have a history of something in your past, in a time where having approval from other people was very important to you. It might feel like it was part of your survival. And we created this belief that you need to have approval from people. We have to fit in order to survive. So, quick short story. When we are born and we are babies, we know we depend on our parents for survival, because if they don't bring us food, if they don't give us shelter, we will die. And that's a fact. And a baby already know that. But then we start growing into, listening to them and following the cues in a way to make sure they like us, and we keep getting fed and we keep safe. So when our parents criticize something that we do and we are very young, or someone in the school, or someone very important, a grandparent or whatever that is, there's a lot of people has got trauma in communication skills, because it's been criticized, for example, by a teacher about a presentation they made, and they become adults and they're really afraid of public speaking. So it's not just parents, but of course parents has a big influence, because when you are between 0 to 6, everything that you listen goes straight to your subconscious mind. So it creates a deeper belief very early on. When you're a little bit older, you're more conscious, you're more likely to think like, it's your opinion, this is not who I am. But when you're before 6, you tend to believe in everything you're told, especially by your parents. So the damage is a little bit more complicated, it's a little deeper. But that can change. So how do we change it? We need to recognize that when we were a child and we got criticized by our parents, we are afraid we will not survive if this person doesn't like us. So you end up having to please our parents and become a little codependent. Everyone kind of reacts a little bit different to that, because we wanted to make sure the food keep coming and you keep having a place to live. Our subconscious mind or brain doesn't know what is past, what is present, what is future. It doesn't know that you no longer need your parents for survival. You pay for your own bills. You provide your own food. So you no longer need to please someone to survive. But every time you criticize, he remembers that that was a danger and triggers the same emotions that you felt when you were very, very young, and pretty much created these emotions in your body just so you can have an action. Your action is to tone down, fit in. So what you have to do is you have to tell your brain that you no longer need to fit in. You pay your own bills. You're not on survival mode anymore. You don't have to follow what your parents says or nobody else says. You can make your own decisions, and deal with your own, consequences or whatever. You no longer need to fit in. But you need to tell your brain that it's safe to be different. It's safe to be yourself. It's safe to go against your parents' advice because you are providing for yourself. And that's what we're going to do then. Now, we're going to have this conversation with our brain. At the same time, we're going to tap. So those points are points of acupuncture or in acupuncture. So at the same time that we tap, we are supposed to send calm signals to your brain, change the vibration of our body, just so your brain knows you're no longer in survival mode. It is okay. So it's a combination of all of those things together, and that's why it's so powerful. So the points are, don't get too stressed about what are the points. A lot of people use 2 fingers or 3 because there's no way you can miss, but the points are the top of the head is literally right in the middle. If you wanted to kind of press, it's a little bit like softer, so it hurts a little bit, but it doesn't matter. If you just tap on the top with like 3 fingers, you will not miss it. The other point is the beginning of the eyebrow, right in the beginning, not the third eye, but in the beginning. I usually use always 2 fingers because then you can't miss it. The other one is at the end of the eyebrow, not on the temple, literally the eyebrow, tapping that. You can do 1 finger. I like to do 2. Fourth point is right underneath the eye. You can see is a little bit soft. You just tap in there. And then here between the nose and the lip, you just tap in there. And then here on the chin, is not exactly on the chin. There's like a little curve between the lip. You tap in there. And then you come to you have those bones, it literally an inch below. So you tap in there. I usually use like 4 fingers, so you can't miss it. The other one is for who is a woman, is literally pretty much on the brow line. For who is a man, just under the armpit, just, like 4 fingers down slightly. Again, I tap with my whole hands because then you don't have to be so precise. And the other one, the carotid chop, which is also a very, very powerful point. You can tap again for all hands, so you cannot miss it. So at the same time we're going around, we're gonna be tapping all those places. And like I said, every meridian, every point has got a specific area of your body that works. But most people, I particularly, just go round all of them. There is also points on the feet, on the nails. Not everyone does it. I don't think it's quite necessary. I think to keep simple, I don't use it. But of course, there are many other points in the body, but those are the main ones. And trust me, they are good enough. So I hope you understand the concept. I hope you understand why you tapping, you vibrating, you creating pressure and change the energy, which is change the emotions, and why the emotions are connected with the beliefs. And I hope you also understand why do we create those beliefs and what is the background, because I like to explain the background because I love studying the mind. Is that once you were in survival mode and fitting was important to survive, but now you don't have to believe everyone says. You can pay your own bills, you can be yourself and survive at the same time. So I'm gonna do the next video then to go around on your topic. So in a specific topic, and yeah, let's do it together.